Welcome to AI Verdict. Today we are digging into what is probably the biggest shift in tech since the smartphone came out. We're talking about Sam Altman's secret hardware project, and then we're going to take a deep dive into CES 2026, where AI is, well, finally getting a body.
This is the question that the entire tech industry is betting billions on. And the answer isn't just a better screen or a faster camera. Nope. The fundamental way we interact with our technology is about to change, mainly because the way we do it now, it's kind of starting to feel a little bit broken.
And I'm not the only one who thinks so. OpenAI's CEO, Sam Altman, he puts it perfectly. He says our relationship with our devices is completely broken. He compares it to the chaos of walking through Times Square. Just this constant barrage of notifications and apps all fighting for your attention. It's exhausting.
So what's the alternative? What if technology could actually be different? Well, the goal here is to create a totally new kind of device, one that feels calm, one that actually removes friction from your life instead of adding more. So imagine your tech feeling less like a noisy city and more like a quiet cabin in the woods. That's the whole vision.
Okay, so what's kicking all of this off? It really starts with OpenAI's super secret hardware project. And get this, it's being designed in partnership with the legendary Jony Ive. Yeah, the guy who designed the iPhone. That should tell you everything you need to know. So what is it? Well, first off, it is not another phone. It's a whole new category. The idea is a screenless companion that listens, that understands what's going on around you, and only chimes in when it's actually necessary. You can basically think of it as ChatGPT finally getting a body and a pair of eyes and ears to perceive the world right alongside you. And what this table really shows us is a massive shift in philosophy. We're moving away from a world of apps and notifications that are constantly demanding our attention, and we're moving toward a world of context and calm, where technology's entire job is to reduce our mental load, not add to it. Now, you might be thinking, haven't we seen this before? And yeah, you have. Remember the Humane AI pin, the Rabbit R1? They all tried this, but they made a critical mistake. They tried to replace the phone. They wanted you to ditch this entire ecosystem you've used for years. And in the end, they just added more friction and ignored how people actually live with their tech. And this is where OpenAI's strategy is just so much smarter. This new device isn't a phone killer. It's designed to be a companion. The goal isn't to replace the tools you already use. It's to add this new, smarter layer of intelligence right on top of them. It's about defining the future of how we interact with AI before somebody else does. But this whole idea of physical AI is way bigger than just OpenAI. It's a massive industry-wide movement that was everywhere you looked at CES 2026. This was the year that the age of stunt robots, the ones that do backflips, is officially over. The new buzzword is embodied AI. So what does that even mean? Well, it's the moment where artificial intelligence stops being just a thing in the cloud or something on your screen. It's AI getting a physical body so it can actually perceive, reason about, and act in the real world, right here with us. And this table just perfectly illustrates that shift. We are moving away from robots that are just impressive to look at and moving towards robots that are actually useful. You've got Boston Dynamics' new Atlas, which is built for tough factory work. You've got LG's CLOi, which can help around the house. These machines are designed for utility, not for showing off. So how do they actually, get things done? Well, it's basically a three-step process. First, they use computer vision to see the world, like a pile of laundry. Then they use language models to understand what we say, like do the laundry. And finally, they use action models to physically act on it, to go pick up the clothes and put them in the machine. This is AI doing, not just thinking. Right. But for an AI to see and understand and act, it needs an incredibly powerful brain. And that brings us to the hardware that's powering this whole revolution, which leads to the chip wars, where the competition is absolutely fierce. You've got three giants battling it out for dominance. NVIDIA has Project GR00T, which is this amazing system that lets robots learn just by watching a human do a task. Then you've got AMD, who's partnering with OpenAI to build these massive AI data centers. And you can't count out Intel, who's making a big comeback by putting powerful AI chips directly into our laptops and PCs. And just so you can grasp the sheer scale of what's happening here, that new AMD and OpenAI partnership, they're not planning to deploy megawatts of power.
They're talking about deploying gigawatts of compute. That is literally a city-level amount of energy being dedicated just to training the next generation of AI. It's mind-boggling.
Okay, so you have these companion devices, you have embodied robots, you have city-sized computer brains, but what does all of this actually mean for our day-to-day lives? Well, this is where it gets really interesting because this is where all that tech moves from the factory floor right into our homes, onto our bodies, and into our cars.
In the smart home, there are basically two competing ideas taking shape. On one side, you have Samsung. They're building what they call an invisible system that's all about quiet efficiency. Your appliances just work together in the background to anticipate what you need. Then you have LG, which is going for affectionate intelligence, a home that's actually aware of your mood and adapts to feel supportive and calm. Two very different futures.
And this kind of innovation is popping up everywhere. I mean, we're seeing Lego bricks that know what you've built and play the right sound effects, cleaning robots that can finally climb over that annoying rug. We've got robot chefs, and even private AI wearables like the Omi, which basically acts as a personal memory assistant that keeps all your data on the device, not in the cloud.
Even our screens are changing shape. Augmented reality glasses are finally starting to solve some of their biggest problems. Companies like Xreal are making the field of view way wider to get rid of that tunnel vision effect. And TCL's new glasses have HDR and, get this, built-in dials to adjust for your prescription, so you don't need extra lenses anymore. That's a game changer. And in our cars, AI is taking a huge leap forward. New systems from companies like NVIDIA are moving beyond just following lanes. They're starting to use what's called causal reasoning. Here's the difference. An old system sees a ball roll into the street and it stops. A new system sees the ball and anticipates that a kid might run out after it, so it starts slowing down before it even sees the child. That's a whole new level of intelligence.
So let's pull all these threads together. We've got OpenAI's companion device, we have embodied robots, we have smarter homes and cars. All of this is pointing to one single major conclusion about what's next. Here's the big takeaway. The era of the glass slab, of the smartphone, is maturing. The next great leap in technology isn't going to be another phone. It's going to be about embedding intelligence seamlessly and invisibly into the world all around us. We're changing our main interface from a screen to reality itself.
And that really leaves us with one final and pretty deep question to think about. As all of these AI systems get bodies and become more and more integrated into our daily lives, we have to decide what role we actually want them to play. Are they just going to be simple tools that we command, or are they going to become true companions that we live alongside? That's the choice we're all going to have to make.